Again, I appreciate you for doing the live.
Of course.
So first question I have, not first question, but what I wanted to ask you is how was your day?
My day was great. I was just meditating earlier, honestly, just practicing gratitude. I try to do that often, every single day. I'm just
Uh,
really thankful to be here, alive, being an author, first one in my family. So
uh,
today's been a great day. I try to have a great day every day. Even if it seems bad, it's just seemingly bad. It's always a great day to me.
that's a fact. Correct. Salute, Miss D. Salute. Appreciate you for tapping in. I try to tell a few people that I know that have children,
Mhm.
nieces, nephews, cousins, and stuff like that. We will get to the to the book and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, I try to implement that too into my life about, no matter what I have going on or
Mhm.
going on around me in the world or whatever, is as long as I wake up to a new day is just to be, grateful and thankful. You know what I'm saying? To be
That's
alive,
right.
and
That's
be
right.
breathing. So that is super important, you
Mhm.
know. And we human, so we're gonna complain about certain things, but try to be more grateful of the things that we do have,
Mhm.
instead of complaining about the things that we don't have.
That's right. That's right.
um so yeah, you was talking your little trash in the back, you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't
So I just
trash if it was facts. It was facts, though. Y'all did lose.
yeah, we did lose, you don't gotta rub it in, you don't gotta mush the dirt all up in my face.
Right.
I was one of them thinking that we was gonna win.
I
You know,
did too. I was too, but hey.
yeah, okay, yeah, so he's in your class. You said the player, right? He's in your class.
Yeah, Charles Cross. We graduated in 2019 from Laura High School, the best class ever to ever live. My class has a lot of talent. We got authors, singers, NFL players, obviously, who win Super Bowls with the
Yeah.
Seahawks. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So that's who you was rooting for the Seahawks, huh?
I was most definitely. Got to
Mm,
support our city.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, y'all ain't got no pro team, so you can go with whichever way. Ain't no
Mm.
wrong way you could go.
That's true.
Huh?
I will whoever wins.
Yeah. What y'all got? Y'all got Mississippi out there, Mississippi State, right?
Mhm. Yeah, with Jackson State, can't forget about the HBCUs, Jackson State, Alcorn, Tougaloo,
Hmm.
great schools.
Okay, okay, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. All
Mhm.
right, so let the people know who you are and where you from.
Hi, y'all. My name is Bria Savette. I am 25 years old from Laurel, Mississippi. I'm also the author of Read Up on Black Inventors, Ideas, and You. And I'm a multidisciplinary creative who likes to dive into different endeavors. So this week I may be an author. Also, this week I'm going to be on stage performing poetry. The next week I'm going to be rapping on stage as a rapper. So I just like to dive into new endeavors whenever motivation strikes, honestly.
Okay, okay. So you wear multiple hats, huh?
I do. Oh, I'm also an artist. Here's some of my art as well.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Abstract's
Yeah,
the best way to go if you ask me though.
okay. So my question is so where did you get the idea from and the inspiration of doing this book?
Well, honestly, with this book, it was just another thing that I decided to dive into just to see if I could do it. But as I started writing it, I
Hmm.
started to realize the importance of Black kids being able to see themselves in these inventors. And it was important for me too, just to see that if they can do it, I can do it regardless of my circumstance. You're not a product of your environment. Laura, Mississippi is a small place. And you don't really see many people doing the things that these people are doing. And I just thought it was a great opportunity to put that in a book along with affirmations and AAVE so that kids can also read it in a language that's familiar to them as well. So that's where it really came from.
Yeah, I think that's dope. That's super dope. That you came up with that idea because I don't think that is like really we already know they're not teaching that. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
They teaching us about other people, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Other cultures, nationalities, whatever, but they don't tell us about, I'll say 9, 8 out of 10 things that we use or we see on a daily basis. We don't even know that
That's
it's
true.
that it's invented by a black person, male or
Mhm.
female. I had took a trip like a few months ago. I went to the Smithsonian Museum in
Oh, in
Washington.
Washington? Mhm.
Yeah. You know, I have my own opinion about the Smithsonian Museum, but
Mhm.
it was dope to see. Like, one of the things that was super interesting to me was how they had this car and they had the trunk open in the car inside the museum, and it had a few items in the trunk, and this is what black folks had to put in their car as they go down a certain route. So they had to go a certain route basically to avoid sundown towns and
Mhm.
certain areas and stuff like that. So I thought that was super interesting. I'm like, damn, like that's crazy, like how we are today compared
Mhm.
to, family members back in those times, how they had to travel and have certain things and make sure they can't drive down this interstate or that road and stuff like that. So I
Mhm.
think that's super dope that you're doing that, because I don't think that well, I don't want to say I don't think. I don't know any books that's out there that is talking about black inventors. So it's
Mhm.
dope that, again, however you came up with the idea, or that, it came to you, whether it was through a dream or, something that you just was like, yo, there's no books for this. You know what I'm saying? There's no
Yeah.
books out here and stuff like that. So again, so how long did it take you to create this book or write this book?
Oh my goodness. I actually started writing this book when I was 22 years old and I'm 25 now.
Mhm.
So it's gone through many variations of it. It started off as just a ABC book in just alphabetical order. Then it went to, I don't know if you've heard the phrase do your homework.
Yeah.
I kind of got the notebook idea design from that phrase, but then I was like, he gonna sue me if I say do your homework. So
Yeah.
I changed it to read up.
Okay.
And with the AAVE, that came from just a lot of the times we wait for permission for us to be able to do things.
Mhm.
And our language being one of them, AAVE, Ebonics, or whatever you want to call it, is a real language. I can go anywhere in the world, talk to a black person in the same way that I talk here, and they're going to understand what I'm saying. And I got tired of waiting for permission, so I decided to put that in the book.
Okay. Okay. So how did you come up with the title for the book?
Um, Honestly, it just sounded cool.
Hmm.
That's the best way I can put it. Read up just sounds like something little kids could hear. Be like, hey, that sounds like something I might say. You can read up on this, read up on that. So I felt like it was just a clever idea.
Okay. And what about the what is it that so how you have it? You have it like in cartoon form?
I do. So
Oh,
I told you I'm an artist. I actually designed these characters. I learned how in my early 20s I learned how to do graphic design. So I designed this whole book.
okay.
So it's in cartoon form, and each and every single page has a different representation of black kids. So you might see a character with vitiligo, you might see a character with an eye patch or a hearing aid device, or you might see light skin, dark skin, afro, cornrows. I just wanted to make sure I represented each and every single type of black person in the book so that kids could see it and know that, hey, I see me, so I know I can be that as well.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. So you said you have it like in alphabetical order, like an encyclopedia.
Yes, by
So
last name.
so is this the inventors' names? You have it like that?
I
Oh, okay.
do.
Okay.
And it starts with, I believe, Mr. Alexander Miles with the elevator.
Oh, okay.
And then it ends with, I believe, Miss Madam C.J. Walker. Yep.
Okay. So basically it's modern to this day too, right? So it goes back to who the first black person who invented and has an invention, and then up to present time right now?
No, that's another book. This is actually a
O-
series. So it starts with
Okay.
Read Up On, that's the series name, and then we go
Hmm.
into different. So
Oh, so
it's,
you have series that you're gonna
yes.
publish. Okay, okay.
hmm
All right.
And the
So
next book, oh, go
okay.
ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, the next book that I'm actually working on is Read Up on the Unforgotten Ones. So a lot of people think Miss Rosa Parks was the only person that sat in the seat and said, no, there was three other people. And
Correct.
I feel like it's very important that we mention those people as well as a lot of people leave out like let's see, the inventors of rock and roll. A lot of the times we forget that those started with black people. So my next book will most definitely shine a light on all of these people as well.
I did hear that there was three other people. I will say, I believe, one of the people I heard about was a lady in Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the late. It was a lady that supposedly was in Canada
Mhm.
that I don't know the timeline, but I just know that they said that it was actually before Rosa Parks. Like
Mhm.
that happened in Canada. I don't know where in Canada, Toronto, Montreal. I really don't know, but that's can't remember how long ago. It was a guy who did a video on it, and I was like,
Mhm.
damn, that's interesting. So he was like, yo,
Yes.
people we're told that it's Rosa Parks who was the first
Yeah.
one, but it's like no, there's three other women or three
Mhm.
other people that happened to. And another thing that I heard about the Rosa Parks thing is when that happened and occurred, um people got together and was like, we're not riding the transit, we'll walk to
Mhm.
work and all of that. And they said they actually, I don't know if it still stands as history, but they said they lost the most money that day
Mhm.
or for however long. People were like, we're gonna boycott the bus and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's the power of the black dollar. So,
correct, correct.
mhm.
You know, if we do that today, man, there's a lot of companies that will go out of business, you know.
It really would be a lot of companies going
Correct.
out of business.
So next question is how you gonna be releasing the series? Is there a time, date that you have set to
I typically would like to release them around Black History Month. So this just got released this month. So I would like to take a year just to make sure I have all my research because a lot of research has to go into these books to make sure it's accurate and detailed, as well as the illustrations, being that I do them myself. So you can expect the next book February 1st of next year.
okay, 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 that's dope. So
Thank you.
you said you started in when you was 22, you're
Mhm.
25 now, so basically took you you know, a few years, couple of years.
Yeah.
So do you get any help with anyone with information? Are you know, what you doing? You going to the library, grabbing old texts? What's your
Mhm.
process?
I most definitely go to the library. Laura Library has a lot of books that we can read, as well as I utilize Google to the best of my ability. But that comes with having to also look at the actual patents. So I have to go look up the patent designs, get the numbers, make sure they match up because Wikipedia isn't always right. So it's a very extensive research process.
Correct. Google is too. I'll use it, but I still do outside research
Mm-hmm.
for those entities, you know what I mean, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and salute to everyone coming in. I appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Um so again, but you had to have when did the idea, like you could have did any type of book.
That's
Why
true.
was it this particular that you wanted to do? 'Cause- Go ahead.
That's a great question. I feel
Mhm,
like in the headspace that I was in when I was 22 years old,
mhm,
I honestly was moving through life feeling like I didn't have a purpose. So
mhm.
I feel like maybe that's where the idea did come from wanting to see myself in a different light. And I feel like inventors, people who did the impossible, that
Mhm.
what seemed like the impossible during the time period, just resonated with me more.
Okay, okay. Because I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, you could have published any type of
I
book.
really could have.
You could have wrote any type of book. You could have wrote about your life, things that you know you went through, experiences and all of that. But you chose to say, okay, let me do this and let me do it in this form, and
Hmm.
let me make sure the kids, because that's a big thing with reading, you know, especially in our community, you know what I'm saying? It's like, especially nowadays, like this era is like a tablet phone era. You know,
Yeah.
I'm from the era where we had to go to the library to do our research. We
Mhm.
had to get encyclopedias and stuff. It wasn't no phone where I could just Google and come up with all the, you know, to do an essay, for lack of a better
Yeah.
word. I had to, research and stuff like that. So that's dope. What was I gonna ask you? So when you're doing the series, how you going about the series? Are you still staying in the inventors, or you doing other things to about our culture and stuff like that, or the
Yeah,
people?
I
Mhm.
would like to keep it based around history because I feel like a lot of our history gets forgotten. It's not taught in schools anymore.
Mhm.
So I'd like to revolve it around Black history. Like the next one I said is going to be about the forgotten ones. The next one after that is going to be the change makers that we don't really talk about either. I mean, there's plenty of books about Martin Luther King, but there's other things that he did as well that gets left out too. And I feel like that's a very important book that we should have as well.
Correct, because especially when it comes to us, we've been I'll say remixed so many
Mhm.
times.
Yeah.
We've been forgotten.
Mhm.
There's a lot of whitewashing being done.
Yeah.
There's people taking credibility.
Mhm.
I know what was it? George Washington Carver, he invented a lot
Mhm.
of stuff. If he didn't,
Mhm.
he came up with the blueprint to a lot of
Yes.
stuff that, we're taught that, oh, it's this guy, but
Mhm.
really they don't tell you the backstory about
Mhm.
um I think one of the stories is he came up with the blueprint for Henry Ford to manufacture the most cars.
Mhm.
Right? But Henry Ford never invented a vehicle. You
Right.
know, the blueprint was given to him,
Mhm.
and I want to say that they said, don't nobody quote me, I'm just trying to remember things. So they said that Henry Ford came up with kind of the 9 to 5. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have these workers work 9 to 5. Those are the hours that I can mass produce a lot of vehicles. I
Mhm.
want to say, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Anybody in the chat that know exactly, y'all can write it in the chat and things like that. Angie, appreciate you.
Mhm.
So again, but that's dope though. That's dope.
Mhm. Thank you.
And you said you do rap. I
Mhm.
saw one of your performance. Was
Thank
that
you.
your first performance?
That was my very first performance, and I had an
No,
amazing
come
time.
on, that
Yes,
wasn't your
that's
first.
what everybody said when I said that, but it
You
was
look
really my
comfortable
first.
up there.
It was fun. I just like performing. It was really fun. Um,
Uh-huh.
It was a great experience.
Mhm.
I really wrote the rap just to see if I could do it, honestly. That's what a lot of things I just like to see if I could try and do it. And 9 times out of 10, I can. And that's what really drives me each and every single day, knowing the fact that I can do it if I really wanted to do it.
So are you gonna do this, like, is that gonna be another thing that you're gonna dive into, or you just was playing around? What was that? What was the rapping thing about? What was that?
Oh, well, I'm rapping again next week. It's more so an MC thing, so I don't plan on recording and releasing music at all.
Okay.
Streams, I don't care about streams.
That
It's
that was
really
gonna
for
be my next question. That was
Mhm.
gonna be my next question.
Yeah, I really just do it for the culture and the fact that I could use my voice and get up on stage and talk my mess. It's just fun for me. So I just do it out of fun.
So you said you write poetry. So have you ever performed your poetry?
I have. I used to be a huge poet in high school. I became a published poet when I was in third grade, actually. So I've been
I,
doing poetry since. And then I guess I got burnt out of it when I was like 19. So the poem that I'm performing this Friday will be the last poem that I ever wrote when I was 19. And I might actually step back into that. We'll see though.
okay. So hold on. You said you published a poem at 3 years old.
No, in third grade.
Oh, I mean third grade. So
In
hold
third
on.
grade.
I mean, explain. How did that happen? How did?
Um,
Oh.
There was a writing competition at my school. Actually, it wasn't a competition. We just had an assignment to write a poem. I think the poem that I wrote was about stars.
Uh-huh.
And my teacher, she read it and she loved it and she submitted it to this book. I can't remember the book, and my
Mhm.
parents couldn't afford it, so we weren't able to get a copy of it. But I
Mhm.
do have this slip that shows that it got published. And then I got published again when I was 14, and that poem was called Maybe, based off the exorcism. So I've always loved writing. English was always my favorite class, especially when we talked about like metaphors and similes. It's
Mhm.
always fun to me.
Okay, okay. See, so now that explains to me why when you perform the rap, you were comfortable and it didn't seem like your first time
Mhm.
because I'm pretty sure you performed your poetry in front of an audience before, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So hold on, but so you said you just felt burnt out. That's why you stopped.
Yeah. And plus, I was just it started becoming poems about heartbreak. You know, you're young and start writing poetry about how you feel going through stuff with your first boyfriend. And I think I just got really tired of that being my only subject matter. And then that's when I started college too. I went to Jackson State for a while, marched in the band, and I honestly didn't have time for that to be writing poetry. I was in band camp every day.
Uh huh. He said, "Man, I can't." Well, I say this though, a lot of artists, right, music wise, some of the songs that resonate with a lot of people is because a lot of people can basically relate to it, and because it's actually facts. So
Mm-hmm.
like you said, they wrote about an ex-boyfriend or a guy writing about an ex-girlfriend, a bad breakup. So some
Hmm.
of that's the realest stuff. And even though you said that was probably more your lane, but
Hmm.
that was more I bet you more people can relate to it. You know
That's
what
true.
I'm saying? Coming up to you and say, "Oh, I felt that because I went through something similar," you know what I mean, and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I think it's dope when people can, put their heart out instead of
Mhm.
fabricating. I mean, we all there's always some form of fabrication or
Mhm.
exaggeration to somebody writing stuff down. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's just like television. A lot of it has to be dramatized. They'll tell you, "Oh, it's close to the truth, but loosely based," because they have to add the fiction to it because that's what keeps you glued in. It's like 50
Mhm.
with Power and all of that, or with
Yeah.
BMF.
Mhm.
They put that caption now at the beginning telling you, "Oh, this is loosely based." That's just put to protect certain things that actually happen in people's characters and stuff like that. If you a snake, they can't just say, "Oh yeah, Tyrone was a snake." You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, but okay, that's dope. And I seen that you had modeling too, right?
Yes, well, that's me manifesting. I haven't actually gotten into my modeling bag yet.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
an author right now. So maybe next week I'll be a model. You never know.
All right. So hold on. So my question, right, is where's your real what is your passion at the moment? Like, what is your passion?
That's really a great question. And for
Mm,
so long, I feel like that's the same question I've been asking myself.
mhm,
But as I grow, I'm realizing that I'm not meant to be in one lane. I've been trying to force myself into one lane for the longest. I think my passion is just really being able to create authentically in the way that I really want to and express myself and be able to be myself. That's what I'm actually passionate about.
okay.
And that comes in many different art forms. I feel like I have talents that coincide for a reason.
Mhm,
And whether or not I know exactly what I'm supposed to do with them, I'm going to use them regardless.
okay. So, because there's something you said just clicked in my mind. Now, when you start something, do you finish it or you just move to the next thing?
I wrote this book. I told you I started this like 3 years ago. I always make sure I finish. I feel like that's very important to me because that actually gives me the confidence to
Mhm.
move on to something else. Knowing that I started something, kept my word, and finished it. That's very important to me.
Okay, okay. That's what's
Mhm.
up. All
Thank
right. So, um, we're gonna get to the book, right? Towards the
you.
end. We're gonna, I'm gonna give you the time to where you could tell people where they can get the book,
Mhm.
links and stuff like that. Your social medias, if people want to follow you, all platforms and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
So you could put the book down because now it's gonna be the Q&A segment, right?
Okay.
This is the part that's called Questions by Maybach Mel, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions.
Mhm.
And with these questions, there is no wrong answers. Whatever
Okay.
your answer is, that's what it is, right?
Okay.
All right. So there's no wrong answers. These are questions to try to give the viewers an idea of what you like, what you dislike,
Mhm.
things like that. And when I ask you the question and you give me an answer, please explain why it is that answer.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Because it's going to be rolling hot. I'm rubbing
Okay.
my hand like Birdman, so you
Ah,
get.
snap. Okay, let's take off
All
then.
right, so you ready?
I'm ready.
First question:
Mhm.
hot or cold?
Hot. Hot because I cannot stand being cold. I'd rather burn up than freeze, honestly. I can drink some water. I can get the ice water.
Uh-huh.
I don't do cold. I told you I'm from Mississippi. We
Yeah.
don't do cold.
I heard that. We all here to ask Mississippi. Talking about moving up north and you can't take the cold? I
But
don't know.
I know, but I can adapt. I've always been able to adapt.
Okay, okay. I hear that. All right, next question. Coffee or tea?
Tea. I love tea. I was just drinking some clove tea earlier. Coffee, it make my stomach hurt if we being honest. I'd rather just drink tea.
Okay. Okay. All right. Next question I
Mhm.
have for you is daytime or nighttime?
I say daytime. I like to go to sleep at 8 o'clock. I know I'm young, but in bed by 8. I wake up usually around 5.
Oh,
I'm just an early bird.
okay.
It's
Okay.
quieter too.
Okay. Um, are you an introvert, extrovert, or ambivert?
I'm an ambivert. I love my peace, but when I do go outside, I always like to have a good time. I'm always talking to strangers because you never know what a conversation may bring you. You might make a new friend, a
Mhm.
new partner, anything. So I just like being able to spread my joy with other people.
Okay.
But I do go in the house when it's time, and I like my space.
Got you. All right. Remember, there's nothing wrong with there's no wrong answers here. Whatever your answer is, that's what it is.
Mhm.
All right. What is your favorite color?
I have two. My favorite colors are green and blue. They're just relaxing colors to me. Um, yeah, that's pretty much why I like them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Um, what is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
I became a truck driver. I started driving trucks, and I don't know why I did that. I don't even like to drive cars, but I got my CDL though, so
Oh, okay. So how
Mhm.
long what was the longest you ever been on the road?
2 months, and I got stuck in Virginia during a snowstorm last year. It was terrible,
Yeah.
terrible.
What was you delivering things?
Yeah, I was delivering. I was dry hauling, so I was delivering loads over the road
Oh,
everywhere.
so you was driving for a company.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. So you didn't own the truck or nothing.
No.
Yeah, because it's a lot of money, a lot of expenses on them. So you
Yeah.
was driving an 18 wheeler.
I was.
Okay.
Every time I got out of the truck, somebody saying, "You driving that big old thing?" And I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's me."
Yeah, I heard the money can be good, but
Mhm.
being out on the road, kind of like you said, breaking down on the
Yeah,
interstate, things
yeah.
like that. I have like a couple of homegirls. They don't do it no more. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I know what that like. I don't personally know, but from hearing what they say, I kind of have an idea what that life is about.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, they don't. Yours was automatic because I know the older 18
Mhm.
wheelers or whatever the semis they were stick shift.
Yeah,
Five.
that's I had to learn in the stick shift, and I
Uh,
stalled out 5 times in the same
yeah.
place.
Hold on. So you trained in one?
I did, so I had to
How you got
learn
the
how.
yo?
Hmm?
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Who is Miss Bria?
Miss Bria is whoever Miss Bria decides to be when she wants to be. I pride myself in being able to do whatever I want
Mhm.
when I want, and that's me and my personality all together.
Okay. Okay. Um, what is your sign? Your birth sign?
Oh, I'm a Virgo. I was born on September 12th.
Okay.
Mhm.
Virgo. All right. Next question. Respect or loyalty for you?
I feel like respect because with respect brings loyalty, honestly. If you respect me enough, you're gonna be loyal to me. So
Okay. Um, what is your favorite fruit?
I
or
say
fruits or fruits.
okay, cause I got a list. My favorite one is an odd one, but I love limes. Like I could just eat a lime like an orange. And then after limes, it's mangoes. And I just recently started liking watermelon. Like I was missing out. Like I could not stand it as a child, but now it's one of my favorites.
Hmm. Yeah, y'all probably growing it out there,
Oh,
man.
I can hear.
Huh?
Oh, I can hear you now. The sound went out.
Oh, okay. No, I was saying y'all probably growing a lot of it out there down there.
I actually grew my own watermelon last year, but I picked it too early. So I'm gonna try again this year. Try
Okay.
it again.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite food?
Jerk chicken. It's this spot in Jackson, Mississippi called the Taste of the Island. They
Mhm.
have the best jerk chicken in the world. I travel all the time, but I cannot find no jerk chicken that matches that.
Oh,
It's just
you
not.
ain't come up north because New York, Boston, it's a lot of places. Is
I
this a
feel like
Jamaican restaurant that you're
yeah,
talking about?
it is. It
Okay.
is.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. But yeah, you ain't traveling to the right places if you talking about you can't get no jerk chicken.
I guess I have to try in New York again. I have to try it again.
Oh, you went there and tried
I
before?
did. I make sure I go to Listen, I like to try different foods,
Uh,
but jerk chicken is my go-to. So when I do go out to places, I try jerk chicken. But there's the one I tried was kind of like barbecue, and I didn't really like that.
barbecue? A
Yeah, it was like jerk
restaurant?
chicken, but it was like barbecue chicken. I didn't really like
Hold
that.
on. Where was you at in New York that you tried it?
Where
Because
was I?
there's a lot of people from and still live in New York on my platform.
I want to say
You don't
it
remember?
was close to an airport. I can't remember. I was like 22 when I went, but it was close to the LaGuardia Airport,
Okay.
wherever that might be.
Well, maybe that's why you got to be in the city, in the
And
hood.
right, you're right. I'll try it again. I ain't gonna knock them until I try them again.
Listen, some of the dangerous places,
Hmm.
right? That's where the food be at. The good
I
food.
wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't
Yeah,
doubt
they got
it.
bulletproof windows and all of that. Yeah,
That's how you
that's
know it's gonna be good.
exactly, exactly. Especially if they got a long line there too.
Hmm.
Um, what is your favorite season of the year?
Oh, I love spring. I love just seeing the flowers, the different colors.
Mm,
It just makes me feel amazing. And springtime in Mississippi, oh, it's never too hot, never too cold.
oh,
Perfect. It's
okay.
perfect.
So what's a high right now in temperature wise in Mississippi?
Honestly, our weather is so bipolar. Yesterday it was 43. Today I think it was like 75.
Oh, I'll take
So it
I,
changes every day.
mm-hmm. I'll take a 75 right now. For real.
I bet you would.
We got lots of snow. It was like -11 this morning. Like it was crazy. Yeah, it's a brick out here. It's free yo.
I don't
For
know if I can do Dorchester after hearing that. I don't know.
NY Nikki, peace, peace. Okay. What is your favorite holiday? If you do celebrate any holidays, what is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holidays are Halloween and Valentine's Day. Halloween because I just like dressing up. I was actually Little Bill for the
Hmm.
last Halloween, and the year before I was SpongeBob. Valentine's Day, it's just like you can feel the love in the air. I feel like it's the same energy as Christmas when everybody's just nicer to each other. But Valentine's Day, I just really like to feel the love that everybody gives each other.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with that. Um, what are three must-haves for you? Three things
Mhm.
that you must have.
I must have, this is cliche, lip gloss. I
Mm-hmm.
always gotta have lip gloss.
This
Another
song.
one,
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
uh, I say
You said lip gloss and you got two more.
lip gloss, music. I love listening to music. I'm a musician, so it just comes to me naturally. And then the third thing would be, I say it's kind of a combination of a pen and a notebook. I like to draw, I like to write
Hmm.
whatever I feel, journal my emotions, and those are my must-haves.
Okay, okay. Like I said, there's no wrong answers. If you are on a road trip, right? What is your playlist?
My playlist. I love me some Houston chopped and screwed music. I love chopped and screwed. So we listen to Powwow, we listen to UGK, we
Mhm,
gonna listen to some Atlanta music, we gonna listen to Outcast, of course. And
mhm.
then I like to switch it up, get a little softer with the Anita Baker. I love Calling the Rapture. That's my favorite song.
Okay.
And then we might end the road trip with some Britney Spears. I love Britney Spears. I
O
probably it's very diverse.
So you got rap, you got some
Mhm.
R&B, and some pop.
Of
Okay.
course.
All right. Like I said, there ain't no wrong answers. There's no wrong answers. Okay. Let me see. If you can listen to one album, right? Only one album,
One album.
what would that album be? One album that
Yes.
you could, if you had to listen to just one album, what would that
One
album be?
album.
Uh-huh.
I think that album might be. Oh, that's a very difficult question. Like I'm a music head too. Um, that album might be it's a Tyler the Creator album. I just can't remember the name.
Hmm.
Um, it's not this one with Earthquake. Oh, Chromacopia. That album is so beautifully arranged. It's crazy just to see how one person could just make such masterpieces. And when you listen to them in order, I value that when listening to an album. The way the songs transition
Hmm.
is just beautifully done.
And you said that's by Tyler, the Creator.
Yes, it's called
What was that? The
Chromacopia.
most recent one that he dropped?
No, that one's Don't Tap the Glass. That's a
Oh,
close second one. That's more like a dance album. So the point of that album is to don't tap your phone, listen
mhm.
to it and dance the whole entire time. But Chromacopia came out right before that one.
Okay, okay. All right. Um, you can only watch one movie, only one. What would that movie be?
It's gonna be Norbit. That's my favorite
You
movie in
said
the world.
Norbit?
Norbit, that's my favorite movie.
That's a classic.
It
Rescue?
is. It is. I
That's,
can say it word for word.
there's a lot of and I was just saying this on a live the other day. Like, what makes a classic movie is like remembering a certain scene, remembering scenes from the movie,
Mhm,
and remembering lines from actors or actresses in the movie. But Norbit's
mhm.
a classic.
It
You know
is.
what I'm saying? Just the name of his girlfriend, Respucia, that is like,
How did you come up with that?
it's funny. It's funny. That's a classic though.
Mhm.
Um, okay. Let's see if this one could kind of make you think.
Okay.
You can only live in one place. Where would that be? If you could live anywhere in the world, where would that be?
Anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I would still say if I would say Mississippi because one, the housing is affordable everywhere
No,
else.
no, hold on. Now that you said that, hold on.
Mhm,
You got to get that out your mind, right? You have the means, money, whatever. You can live anywhere in the world. So don't think about, oh, well, I would stay here because of the rent. You can live anywhere. You got the money to live anywhere and live
mhm.
comfortably. Where would that place be?
I still feel like Mississippi. I used to live in California.
Mm-hmm.
California is not what it is on TV. I stayed in San Francisco. It was terrible. But Mississippi, I'd never been able just to see the scenery, the trees,
Mm-hmm.
just being outside, going outside to be able to smell fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
That's a blessing. I go to other places and their parks, they don't even have slides. They call a park just a place with trees, just a plot with
Yeah.
trees. And that's so odd to me
Yeah.
because we have trees everywhere. But if I had to choose another place outside of Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
it would have to probably be somewhere in the DMV area. I went to Washington as a child and it was absolutely beautiful just seeing. We don't have skyscrapers here. So just being able to see things like that was really, really cool to me.
Okay. Well, you had said San Fran. San Fran is totally different. Like it's real bad out there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a lot of places in the states.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's your choice. You still want to stay in the States. I said you could live anywhere in the world.
That's true.
anywhere.
That is
Mm,
true, but I don't know.
you know, it's-
I feel like I still stay in the States, uh, not
there's
just
nothing
being
wrong.
comfortable, but mm,
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Um, if you can meet and have a conversation with a celebrity or famous person, who would that person be? You get to meet them and have a sit down conversation. There's no time limit on the conversation. Y'all are just chilling. Who would that person be?
hmm, I think that person would be Jay Shetty. He's my favorite podcaster. He's the number one health podcast. That's what he says. And he helped me throughout a very difficult time. He was very motivating
Mhm,
in his podcast, and he really helped me become the person that I am today. And I would just really just like to sit down. I ask him, hey, if you need an intern, I got you. So
mhm, mhm.
that's what it'd be like.
What's his name? You said Jay what?
Jay Shetty, Shetty.
He's a podcaster. I never heard of him.
You should
He
listen
does
to him.
what? He
He's
does
good.
health stuff only?
Like mental health,
Mhm,
and stuff like that, motivation. Or
mhm.
Myron Golden. Have you heard of him?
Never. No.
Myron Golden, he's a black man and he's like a millionaire and he gives like great he's also a pastor. He gives great knowledge, great details. He's
Mm,
very motivational.
okay, okay. No, never heard of never. But that I'll look into them
Mm-hmm.
and see. Okay. So now the last question,
Okay.
which is the bonus question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can have you really think. If you can have one superpower, just only one, what would that superpower be?
That's a good question.
One superpower. There's tons of superpowers out there.
There are, and some of them come with a lot of cons because I don't want to be able to read everybody mind. um, I think I almost said to be at multiple places at one time, but I kind of want to experience it all myself.
Mhm.
Um, I want to be able to teleport because I won't ever be
Mm,
late to nothing. I'll be there in an instant. I feel like that'd be so useful, so useful, and then I ain't gotta waste gas.
mm. So you're the first guest that I've had that said the same thing that I chose, which
Really?
is teleport. Yes, because you can go to different time frames.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I want to see how the Greeks were in Rome and all this other
Yeah.
stuff, I could go there. You know, if I wanted to be around and see how the civil rights movement was, I could
Mm,
go there. You could just teleport. You know,
that's
some
true.
people say flying, but flying is there's limitations. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
you could fly everywhere, but you can't go back into time. You just can be able to fly.
that's true.
Teleporting is different. You
Mhm,
go into different, you know what I mean, time
mhm.
frame. It's kind of like Back to the Future. If you ever saw Back to the
Oh, I
Future,
have
Marty
seen that movie
McFly,
before.
yeah, you know, he had the car that would bring him back into time and stuff like
Mhm,
that, relive certain things, redo certain things over. So
mhm.
that's dope. All right, well, we reached the end. It went kind of fast. I was trying to slow down, but you was moving fast as well. That's cool. Cause like I said, I didn't want to. I appreciate you for taking the time. You
Mhm.
know, I know
Thank
we
you.
all got life that is life, and for all of us, you might have things you got to do. So I appreciate you. Again, this is the end of it. So let the people know where they can find the book, where they can purchase the book, all your social medias, whatever you have. This is the time. Take the time to promote anything and everything you got.
Okay, guys. Well, you can find my book, Read Up on Black Inventors, Ideas, and You on Amazon.com.
Okay.
You could also find a link for the book on my Instagram page. That's the letter O, period. That's Brea. Brea is spelled BREA. And then I also have a page for my art, which is D2M dot visuals. It stands for Down to Mars because I'm a real Down to Mars girl. Um, as well as my podcast is called As Told by Brea. And you can find all these links on my main Instagram page. Oh, that's Brea. Oh, period. That's Brea.
I didn't know you had a podcast. You got a
Yeah,
podcast?
I do have a podcast. On that podcast, it's really a podcast that connects humans through human experiences, which are my experiences. It's not really an instruction guide to tell people what to do, but it's like, hey, I got through it. I know you can too. A
Mhm,
lot of the times we're embarrassed to talk about certain things like imposter syndrome, depression, or
mhm.
not even being able to set boundaries. And there was a point in my life where I couldn't tell nobody no for nothing. So I have a podcast episode that talks about that. And the good thing is this year I'm coming out with a brand new season, and this one's kind of dedicated to the women. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. You guys should check it out.
Okay, so they can. Is there a link on your Instagram that they can hit for the podcast?
There is. I have a link tree and I can update it for you guys to find it. It'll be there as soon as we get off here.
Okay, so is it just you on the podcast, or do you have a co-host? With
So
like,
it's just me. This podcast is a very unique listening experience. I even made a theme song for it. So it's very different than any podcast you probably ever heard before in your life. So you guys should most definitely check it out.
okay, okay. So is it on any platforms or like where? How does this it works the podcast?
Yeah, you can find my podcast on mainly any listening platform. It's on Spotify,
Mm,
Apple Podcasts. You know, with Apple, you can't go to Apple Music. You all have a app that says podcast, so you can
okay,
go there for it. It's on iHeart Radio, iHeart Music. It's also on Google Play.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
That's what's up. Any closing words you want to leave with the people?
I would say this is a little inspiration. I would say not everybody is going to see your vision
Right,
because if we was all meant to see the same vision, we don't even wear the same prescription glasses. So I
yeah,
can't expect somebody to see 2020 to see 2015 when it's not supposed to be like that.
right.
So that's also for myself. A lot of the times I used to try to over explain what it is that I'm trying to do so I could get people to believe in me. But as long as I believe in me, that's all that matters, and I hold that dearly to my heart.
That's a fact. Yeah, a lot of people been talking about that past few years that I personally know. Same with me. Like you can share, you know, an idea, a dream, a vision, like you said, with someone,
Mhm.
close friend or whatever, and they try to like. I don't want to say they try, but they'll say discouraging thing like, "Oh, that will never work." You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like,
Mhm.
what I had to learn is you have to detach from people like that. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And some of them, 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times, they taking your idea and they go do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you're like, yo, you wasn't even talking about doing no
Yeah.
podcast. Now you got a podcast all of a
That's
sudden.
true,
You know
and a
what I mean?
lot of the times it be out of fear too. With my
Right.
parents, I used to try to get them to see my vision so well, but it's
Mhm.
just they've never done the things that I'm trying to do. So as parents, they try to protect me in a way, I guess. But
Mhm.
it's like I got this, I got it. And I really tried my best to tell my I have younger siblings, so I try to be the best example I can when it comes to stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Always, man, like I said, I had to learn too, man, like especially with the dreams and the ideas and stuff like that. Like people that, you know, when you share that with them and they encourage you, inspire you, motivate you, those are the people you actually want around. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because they're gonna definitely support you if you need the help and all that good stuff. All of that other, negative energy, like, oh, that's never gonna work, or
Yeah.
I don't see you doing that. Like,
Mhm.
you got to get away. And another thing, like you said, you got to go with your heart. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Make sure your heart is in whatever you're doing because now it's not gonna seem like it's a job. You're not
Mhm.
gonna be like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. You know what I mean? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So always go with your heart because to me, it's much better when your heart's in it
Mhm.
mean, because you have the love and the passion for it. So always keep that in mind. Everybody, even me, I try to keep that in mind myself. You know what I mean? But yeah, I appreciate you. Like I said, I'm thankful that you said yes. You was all like, what's your crowd
Well,
like?
I gotta make sure,
What is
I
your
gotta make
audience?
sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what is she thinking? It's a safe place over here. Like, ain't no monsters over here.
I'm just making sure.
Nah, I know. It's not no gossip. Like I told you, in the DMs, I don't ask no personal questions. That's not the important. Like, I'm not that type of person. People do that. Salute to them. That's not what I do. You know what I mean? I come on here. If somebody, especially when somebody has something like you, I thought that was super interesting that you had the book and stuff
Thank
like
you.
that. Cause I have children, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? I have a son and a daughter. So I'm like, I have to look into that and, get maybe two books, cause oh, I want to use it. I want to, well, you got one and she got one. Now leave
Yeah.
each other alone. So,
Oh, and that's very important because there's actually a section at the end with affirmations so they could write 3 times so they can really affirm and
mhm,
believe that they can become these things. So yeah, they're gonna need their own copy.
correct, correct. That's what's up. And you said everything is that book is on Amazon right now.
It is
Okay.
available right now.
What's the price like on the book?
It's 13.99. If
Okay.
you have Amazon Prime, the shipping is free. If you
Okay.
don't, you might have to pay a small fee.
Okay, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Listen, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in
Thank
with my
y'all.
guest, Bria. Please, any way y'all can, remember supporting each other is super big. You know what I mean? And there's all forms of supporting each other. If you don't have children yourself, you have a niece, cousin,
Mhm.
that book definitely would be a great gift. Not
Mhm.
only that they will read, but they will learn about people that look like us that actually, did great in the world. And we don't hear about these people. The other, what was not the other day, but last year, I found out the doorknob was made by a
Oh, Osborne Dorsey. He's in the book.
see. Yeah, listen, there's a lot of inventions, things that we see, we use every day from
Mhm.
the traffic light to, like I just said, the doorknob. See, me,
The
you're better than
hairbrush.
me. I don't remember, but I know what they did. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's super fire. Again, I appreciate you, Bria, for tapping
Thank
in.
you. Thank you for
Um,
having me.
anytime you have like the other series that's coming after this one, let DM me, let me know. We'll bring you back on here and
Thank you.
help you put it out there to the masses or to the people that subscribe to me and get it out there because you're doing good,
Thank
doing
you so
great
much.
things, amazing things, and hope nothing but the best for you,
Thank
moving forward.
you.
So, and again, I appreciate every single person that tapped in.
Thank
NY,
y'all.
Nikki, Peach, Miss D. What I could have did too, but again, I don't want to hold you up. I could have asked them if they have any like questions they wanted to ask you. You
Oh,
know,
well, if they got
like that.
questions, I'm free to ask.
Yeah, to y'all that might still be in here in the chat, if y'all have any questions for Miss Bria, y'all feel free to ask her. If y'all have any questions, if y'all don't, that's cool too.
Mhm.
And that way she can go about her business and I can go about my business and we can enjoy the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? So again, you said you performing another rap song, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and for
When's that?
this,
Mhm.
that's going to be on the 19th. I'm going to turn it into my own show, honestly. I'm starting off with the instrumental for imaginary players, and it's really gonna the concept of the theme. I'm gonna start talking my trash, but I'm gonna explain why because I had
Mhm.
to step into this person that people see right now. I haven't always been this confident girl, and I feel like that's the perfect thing for my show, especially for my second show.
Okay.
I
So it
healed up.
sounds like you have knowledge of oneself. That's why.
I do. It
I mean
took a long time, but I'm here.
listen, as long as you get it, that's all that matters. We
Mhm,
all got things that we got to go through, you know what I'm saying?
mhm,
That kind of flicks that switch for us, whether it's a
mhm,
spiritual awakening or
mhm.
um I like to say trials and lessons that it's
Mhm.
like, hold on, why was I that person? Nah, I got to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's dope. That's dope. Well, I
Thank
don't see nobody writing any questions. If y'all catch the replay gang or whoever's in the bushes watching, if y'all happen to have any questions,
you.
please drop it in the comment. I will put her IG. Um, anything. I can't, like I said, I can't add like Spotify links and stuff like that, but I
Mhm.
still can write all of that in there for you. So
Thank you.
again, I appreciate you.
Thank you for
Like I
having me.
likewise, I appreciate you for coming on here. And again, until next time, I appreciate that, y'all. Thanks for rocking with me and Bria. Y'all
Thank
already know
y'all.
the slogan every night. Stay vigilant, move militant. And on that note, we are out. Peace, y'all.
Bye, guys.